Stalingrad, not one step back. Railway station number 1. A combat mission Red Thunder scenario designed by Nigel Pye, utilising Umlauts factory mods. It's 30 minutes long. It's the night of September the 15th, 1942. It's the battle for Stalingrad's main station, station number 1. It's 4 AM in the morning. I'll be playing as the attacking Russians. It's the first time I've played this. The friendly forces consist of 1 rifle company from the 42nd Guards Regiment and 1 T-34, with a company of SMG units entering after about 15 minutes and 1 battery of 120mm mortars. Here's the area of operations. Snipers and HQ and spotter up front, with the rifle platoons at the back. The rifle platoons are a fairly even mix of SMGs and rifles and have quite a lot of firepower. The rifle companies are made up of crack troops, so they should be pretty good. So I'm going to keep, as they've got it set up actually, they've got 2 platoons on the right and 1 on the left. I'm going to keep 2 on the right and 1 on the left. I think there's a lot more cover on the right. At the top right, there's a kind of inverted T shape. That's a sunken path, which should give us a good chance of a clear approach to the station buildings around about the water tower there. I'm going to move the tank over 1 street further to the right, where it can offer better support. There are 5 touch objectives that we have to get. 3 on the left, 2 on the right, and 1 in the centre. We've got to take the clinic, or at least a wing of the clinic, the metal shop, and we've got to capture the railway building. Some of these buildings are 3 floors high, and we have to make sure they're empty of enemy units. Okay then, we better make a start. They're off. See how long it takes to get into any trouble. German artillery falling in that waste ground in front of my company HQ. My snipers moving towards that apartment block. My forward artillery observers moving into the naval factory area now. From there we should have a reasonably good overview towards the metal shop and the main railway building. I've just lost my sniper in the middle in front of my company HQ. I was taken out by a German sniper. Sniper unit by my forward observers just taking a touch objective. Company HQs coming under fire and taking some casualties. I think hope they're not too great. The tanks beginning to lay some fire down towards the station area. So pressing on. I'm going to send an infantry squad over onto the far left into those buildings on the left there, see what we can push out. My infantry on the right's actually got itself into a position now where it's engaging the infantry in the station area. Some effective fire coming into the station building, tank fire as well as infantry. I didn't lay on any pre-arranged Russian artillery, which I might come to regret because I'm relying on what my forward observer can bring down. My experienced Russian stuff, it's really tricky to get on target. thought we'd have a look at the contacts we've got of the Germans in the station buildings. An infantry squad, another infantry squad, a HQ unit, 3 guys, what appears to be a guy in his own, and another infantry squad, another infantry squad in the metal shop, 2 infantry squads in the metal shop, anti-tank gun, 50 mil. There's a machine gun in the centre there. Give him some bother. Try to take him out somehow with it. We've picked up a contact in the building next to the nail factory. We'll have to investigate that. No machine gun there on the far left, look. It's causing some nastiness. My scouts across there though. The scouts are going into the building, quickly followed by the rest of the squad. There they go. Good lads. Let's hope they can get behind that heavy machine gun that's causing such havoc. The scout team's pressing on towards the heavy machine gun. Here comes the rest of the squad. The corrugated iron building on the left is a touch objective. You see the German machine gun, the MG34. Lots of fire coming in from the troops in the apartment block that the German machine gun was shooting at earlier. Lots of fire coming in from there. Right, the scouts are moving in on the machine gunners. Don't know what the rest of the squad's doing, looks like they're running away. Running into that other building, I think. So my squad's in, my scouts are in. Carved up the Germans. There we go. 3 forwarded Germans. Couple of surrenders. Right, let's just make sure he's dead. Yeah, that's that machine gun out of the way. While all that's going on, what was going on the right? Oh yeah, moving the tank up. Platoons 2 and 3 are slowly moving forward into that row of houses, ready for the jump off on the sunken path. I'm a bit surprised we haven't seen a few more German units in these places, apart from the couple of snipers we had in the apartment blocks on the left. So it's been quite easy to get into these buildings. Okay, what have the Germans got left in there now? Okay, they've casualty or 2. Yep, they've taken the casualty as well. They look okay. Can't see very many in there though. We've had a casualty. Plenty of people sitting outside of the metal shop. And there. Tanks move further forward, and goes the infantry squads moving up. Still quite a lot of fire going on across the square. Yeah, tanks causing a few casualties, good news. Anti-tank gun. What's that up to? Okay, looks like it's shooting at the infantry in the apartment blocks. You can see my forward observers call for some artillery fire on the railway buildings and the metal shop and just about the anti-tank gun, but we're not expecting that until about the 15-minute turn. Now would be a good time to have a look at the front. 10 minutes have gone. We can see we've got rid of the machine gun on the left, and we're approaching our next touch objective on that side. What kind of shape are we in? Taking a few casualties over here. I think some of those were from the anti-tank gun and the machine gun, of course. We've moved forward towards the clinic, about to enter the clinic. Don't seem to be getting any resistance or fire from there at the moment. On the right, we're moving up the sunken path, getting some shelter behind the buildings there. A few casualties here. I think they're from the machine gun in the centre. Yep. We don't seem too worried. Some of us are nervous, a couple are rattled, which won't be up to much. I guess what we've got to do is just carry on, and I'd like to get rid of the anti-tank gun and the machine gun in the centre. On the left we can see that the first platoon has reached its next touch objective. We'll start heading off towards the next one, whilst the rest of the platoon are entering the clinic, and hopefully clear that out without too much hassle. Thankfully the machine gun in the middle seems preoccupied with shooting down to the right flank. In the centre, meanwhile, there's always been this vague contact with a German unit nearby the nail factory and where my tank's parked up, so I sent over a squad earlier on, or the scouting unit of the squad, to have a look, and now the rest of the squad's moved over and is going to enter the building we haven't been in, so let's see what happens there. In they go. Whoops, something's in there shooting at that. Sniper and a forward observer. And they're doing some damage to us. Wiped us out, in fact. I think we got a couple of them, but they wiped out that squad. I don't know what I'm going to do about that now. Maybe send the here we go, send the scouting unit and see if they can do anything about it. They'll probably get slaughtered as well, which will leave us unprotected in the centre there from these two units. Maybe a sniper and a forward observer. We'll see. In the fellas go. Come on, chaps, get rid of them. In we go. Yep, there's the forward observer. Shoot. Okay. Yep, we've made a mess of them. Got rid of them. What's happening next? We've still got incoming fire and this anti-tank gun fire coming in as well. And machine gun fire from our own troops, which I think has just killed them off. So I think that was friendly fire that did them in then. Here's the anti-tank gun shooting at them. The anti-tank gun's receiving fire from the infantry in the apartment block on the left, I think, and the tank. Yep. And this first platoon moving into the clinic. No, there doesn't seem to be any Germans in at the moment. At least we have no contact with them. I think, yep, there's some tank fire going in on the anti-tank gun. And the tank's just a little bit awkward for the anti-tank gun to see, but I don't think the tank can see the anti-tank gun. It's just laying area fire on them. Hoping for a lucky hit, or at least keeping them subdued. First platoon is moving in on its last touch objective on the left. On the right flank, we can just see second platoon moving out of the buildings on the left and will move on the railway station. Third platoon is advancing on the railway station. We'll be getting in that building soon, hopefully. Here we go. Some forward scout units getting in there. See what they find. Oh, shooting at something. It could be just area fire they're throwing down in cases in the beginning there. There's no contact as yet. We're in the 2 blocks of the station building now. Okay, well the squads are going into the building. Some of them taking casualties by the look of it. Don't know if that's from a machine gun across the square or from somebody in the building. One squad's gone into the building and out the front door, as we can see now, I think. Yeah, here they go. Out the door. So they're outside now in the front of the station. And what are they doing? Coming under fire. There's a German leader unit there. And we've got a Russian leader unit coming back to the other side of the building. Moving off to our right. And this squad that's gone through the building is coming back by the look of it. I hope they're not too damaged. We shall see. Yep, here they come. Let's have a look. So that's the leaders going into that first bit of the station building. The squad has just been around the building for a walk. Or a run, in fact. They like to keep fit, these lads. So back on the left, first platoon is taking the last of its touch targets over there and is pressing on in the clinic. And there's yet to be any resistance in there, which is quite amazing. And they're also beginning to engage the machine gun in the centre. The machine gun in the centre is going to be getting a bit nervous now because they're well and truly outflanked. So the tanks laying fire on them, infantry in the station building are laying fire on them, and now infantry in the clinic are laying fire on them. So things are getting a bit hot for the machine gun now. Also, turn 15, my submachine gunner company has arrived. It's 2 platoons, basically. And they're much needed. My plan for them is 1 platoon to go down the left side of the clinic and the other the right side of the clinic and meet up at the metal shop. And the tank is at last knocking out the anti-tank gun with area fire. So it does pay off eventually, it just uses lots of ammo. So there we go, that's out of the way. Also this turn, the machine gunners in the centre, the German machine gunners in the centre get their comeuppance from infantry in the clinic. 2 of them are dead and the remaining guy's going to scarper. Meanwhile, back at the station building, the right wing of the station building, the infantry are clearing out those buildings. At some cost, I might add. There's a lot of Germans in there which we never saw. We were in there a few times before we had any contact with them. Amazing. just see the tank moving up on the extreme left, freed at last by the death of the anti-tank gun. Still Germans on the third floor of the station building. Lots of Germans up the third floor of the station building. Looks like the Germans are trying to fight their way out. There's a fairly intense firefight going on in the corner of the station building as well. Hopefully the central station building is now cleared. This corner one, I think they've managed to clear that, hopefully. Anyway, some of the forces are moving out of there now, the Russian forces, and they're going to move along through the other buildings, leaving some behind to check out there's no Germans left in there. More Germans in the corner railway building, it seems. Unfortunately for them, there was a lot of Russians. The next building appears to be clear. Shooting away there. Oh, there's still Germans in there. God. At last the artillery arrives, but not as much as I'd hoped for, and somewhat later than I expected. Still, I'm perilously close to my own troops, but I don't think we've had any damage from it. On the left, the submachine gunners are moving up. The one platoon to the left of the clinic and the other platoon to the right. Seems to be a lot of contacts coming through on the left there. Here they are. Looks like maybe a German counter-attack. It's handy that my submachine gunners are moving up in this direction, because my infantry are having to deal with them at the moment. They haven't really got the strength to do that and press on into the station building. Well, we're 20 minutes in, so it's probably worth having a look how the troops are doing. These are my submachine gunners. A few casualties there, but overall they seem up to the job. Infantry in the clinic. Some casualties here too. Some rattled. Yeah, most of them are rattled, so they're going to lose a lot of push. central submachine guns now. They're looking good. My sniper there, well, it's just a rifleman now. The infantry in the station building have obviously taken losses. A lot rattled, nervous, some broken. I hope they've got enough stamina left to press the assault. Germans, we can see there's only this ammo carriers. What for the AT gun? I guess there's one or two of them in there. On the left, the Russian SMGs are getting stuck into the German engineers who are counter-attacking. Some of the German engineers managed to get as far as this building. Maybe see if we can get in there. With the removal of the German heavy machine gun in the centre, I thought I would try a frontal assault on the metal shop with my second platoon of SMGs. We are getting support from some submachine guns still in the clinic and from infantry in the clinic as well. Been pretty costly. There's still a lot of firepower in the metal shop. Infantry scout team coming out of the clinic, heading for the metal shop. Hoping to get a bit of a flanking move on them. Taking casualties now, the Germans. The infantry scout team's flanking move in the metal shops seems to have morphed into joining in with the submachine gunners' frontal assault. More of the SMG unit moving up. Hopefully we should be able to overwhelm the Germans. Ooh. That was a grenade, maybe it was artillery.
Configuration.
Despite the casualties, the Russians seem to be moving into the metal shop. Definitely got the left side of the metal shop now. And moving into the right side as well. In there we go. Opening up on the railway building from the metal shop now. So I think the metal shop is in Russian hands. Russian forces continue to move down the rail side of the station building. They're taking on some German units in the goods warehouse who can bring down some nasty fire on them. The Russians can bring a superior weight of fire down on the Germans in the good sheds, so I think they're going to sort that problem out. I've got a squad moving out the front of the station building now, parallel to the troops on the railway side. So the leading units are going to the building there. One of them's been shot. I think the fire came from next door. The second section's moving up now. They're going to bypass that building and move into the bigger building on the left. They're leaving fairly stiff resistance in the last part of the station building, causing the Russians some casualties. I don't see how the Germans can hold out much longer. And in fact the Germans surrendered at that point. Germans failed to secure the ground they were supposed to secure. The Russians succeeded in capturing the ground they were supposed to capture. The Germans failed to kill enough Russians. The Russians managed to kill enough Germans. So there we are, 100 to 20 in the points. Let's have a look at the map. One German engineer unit, well, wounded rifleman. HQ unit, which is a couple of riflemen. Well, it's a leader and a couple of riflemen there. For a lot of wounded. And a leader in the middle of the open area there. I don't know if he's come from the machine guns or where he's come from, but anyway, there he is. They haven't got a lot of men left. I think it was 9 or something. The Russians Yep, a lot of casualties. Yeah, but the SMGs had borne the brunt of the German counterattack and managed to break that German counterattack, so they did a really good job. I don't know how to have played it differently. I suppose I could have had prearranged artillery or maybe smoke, so I could have got up to the buildings with fewer casualties, but then again there would have been fewer German casualties in the buildings unless I'd pulverised them with artillery. I did think about sending everything up the right up for a while, but then I thought, well, we'd probably be exhausted by the time we've taken the station building and things. How we were going to press on to capture all the stuff on the left. So I stuck with the platoon up the left and 2 up the right. And the tank kept it out of trouble. It's run out of ammunition a long time ago, apart from 4 AP, I think. Well, it killed 5 people, the artillery, so that's good. I think the defence could have been better. I'm sure my attack could have been better. But a major victory. I'm happy.